Arcane Season 2 evolves past itself, turning the characters' strengths they gain from the first season into a weakness, allowing characters to fail at their dreams and find new ways to fight. Newer characters needed more time to marinate, but still, Arcane Season 2 is a 9 out of 10. Music was one of those things that really helped Arcane Season 2. There's a lot of passage of time that goes on in Season 2. And whenever we look at the beginning of a lot of episodes, there's kind of like a music video that plays out. And what's really cool about these music videos is that they show the emotion of the character without us having to go through a lot of exposition, kind of like what they did with the hand draw scene with Caitlyn and the funeral and things like that. There was Violet and everything was black and white, and you could kind of see what her worldview was turning into without her having to break down every bit of it for us. But on the flip side, they added characters to this season as well, characters that aren't really part of the League of Legends mythos themselves. Now, these characters were kind of not really, well, they're really easily forgotten. And I'm talking about like Maddie and Loris, for example. Even though they played pivotal roles for Vi and Caitlyn, and they had dramatic moments with those characters, it just didn't click because their screen time was in service to how Caitlyn or Vi needed or wanted something, but didn't really get much from them. Therefore, the audience didn't get much from them either. However, someone who we did get a lot from absolutely had to have been Isha. I mean, she was kind of the character that stole the show for a little bit for everybody. And she's someone who doesn't say a single word and is a perfect example of like show, don't tell. Because this character allows us to see exactly what she's feeling and also is a great kind of opposition to Jinx, who then lets us know kind of what Jinx is feeling, what Jinx wants, and really complements her character and shows us everything that we need to know from that character. And even though Isha filled in those blanks for Jinx, those still had some what felt like holes for some of the other characters. I talked about the time gap earlier. There were some weird moments with like Caitlyn and Vi whenever they were making out, just as Vi was locked into a cell that Jinx put her in, which felt a little awkward. But you also have moments with like Jinx and Echo, where you have these really awesome and beautiful moments between the two of them. But you feel like you missed a conversation of them coming together. The story is cohesive enough to where you don't need to have those conversations, but those gaps feel like they're there nonetheless. But lastly, I gotta give it up to Heimerdinger because, well, he's, I feel like, the underdog, the hidden gem of the show. His whole story arc from season 1 to season 2 is exactly how everyone else's story arc goes out. Him, Jace and Victor, kind of their story arcs travel the most from season 1 to season 2 and have a complete arc that I think is underappreciated as a whole, and which is why I have to solidify that these two seasons work really well in tandem, especially since they kind of just like go off of one another. When the first season ends is exactly when the second season begins. And it's almost like you should watch it as one long story, which is why I still have to say that Arcane Season 2 is a 9 out of 10. I still think I liked the first season just a little bit more because it stayed focused on characters and there was a little less holes and gaps and fluff, but it doesn't take away from Season 2 at all. Until next time, guys. Play nice. Hey, I'm Mario. I like playing video games, watching movies, and Dungeons and Dragons. If you keep getting me in your suggested videos or you're watching this video right here, consider subscribing. It goes a long way. Thank you.